Reading, listening, pronunciation essays. 1. Myself. My name is Sama. I am a human. I myself am humble, kind, caring and courageous. I am most respected, loved and responsible human being. Though it is quite hard to write about you, yet I have tried myself best to express all about myself. I offer prayers 5 times a day. We are 3 brothers and sisters. Being the eldest, I am the most responsible from my brothers and sisters. I am needed to guide and take care of my other siblings. We all study in the same school. Reading is my passion. I am an avid reader of novels and history books. I have a keen interest in Islamic history and classical architecture. I love to read books that describe the rich history and civilization of ancient Islam. Apart from history, I love to read the Holy Book. 2. My daily routine. My name is Ali. I always wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, then I wash my face and offer dawn prayer. After that, I do some exercise and recite the Holy Book, then I put my clothes on and prepare my school bag. Next, I have my breakfast and wait for the school bus. At 8 o'clock I go to school and start my first class, then I go to the second class. After that, I often take my lunch break and offer Zohar prayer. At around 2 o'clock I go back home and take some rest. I usually watch some TV and chat with my family, then I do my homework and help my mother in the house. At 9 o'clock I read a good book and go to sleep. 3. Likes and dislikes. I like to wear red-colored clothes often. My favorite YouTube channel is English with Niam because I find this channel very useful. I learn English from it. My favorite movie is Big Happy Family because I find the characters in the movie resembling my own family members. Also, the characters have done full justice to the movie with the role they have played. Pasta is my favorite food because I like the cheesy taste of the square noodles and the sauce. My favorite book is I Too Had a Love Story, written by Ravinder Singh. I have many dislikes too. When I talk about my dislikes, I like to talk about the color I hate the most, TV shows that makes me sick, movies that I hate, pets that I hate, foods that I avoid to eat, etc. Generally, I like all the colors except brown because I find it very dull, dark and nasty. I never wear anything in brown and I never choose brown color for anything. The TV show which I hate the most is Flying Colors, because according to me this title does not suit the show. These stories they show do not relate to real-life situations, nor they make any sense, and they even fail to entertain the audience. This game is boring as well as stupid. I hate dogs because I don't find them friendly at all. I would never keep dogs as pets and would never suggest someone I know. I eat all kinds of vegetarian and non-vegetarian foods because I am very foodie, but I hate peas a lot. I always avoid eating peas because when we eat it, irritates inside the mouth and I hate that feeling. 4. My favorite hobby. If I were to pick one favorite hobby of mine out of the many I have, I will definitely pick gardening. I developed a taste for gardening when I was very young. Gardening is very uplifting as well as economical. I have always had a love for gardening. However, I never realized the utter joy they bring to humans. Gardening gives us a lot of exercises. It teaches us to move our body rhythmically and feel the nature. This kind of physical exercise is extremely delightful and enjoyable. Moreover, gardening also taught me how to stay strong and push my limits. I have had many injuries while gardening, too many bruises and cuts, but that didn't stop me from pursuing it further. In fact, it pushes me to do my best and realize my potential more than ever. In short, my hobby of gardening makes me feel alive and well. It is the only thing I look forward the most to. Thus, I hope to achieve my dream of being a professional gardener and making way for people who wish to make careers out of their hobbies. 5. My siblings. I have 3 siblings. 2 brothers and 1 sister. My sister, Aisha, is 27 years old, little brother, Ishmael, is 10 years old, and my older brother, Adam, is 18 years old. We all grew up and spent the most of our lives with one another. I think I've always known that I was a little different from my brothers and my sister, but it's okay because we are all different in many ways. Now my story on how it's like living with 3 siblings with personalities are all different and how we all like certain things, but we all manage to live together in harmony. My older brother is more into sports and my little brother is more into video games. My sister is more into reading and writing and I am more into math and science. 6. My father. As everyone likes to believe that their father is different, so do I. Nonetheless, this conviction is not merely based on the love I have for him, but also because of his personality. My father owns a business and is quite disciplined in all aspects of life. He is the one who taught me to always practice discipline no matter what work I do. Most importantly, he has a jovial nature and always makes my mother laugh with his silly antics even after 27 years of marriage. I completely adore this silly side of him when he is with his loved ones. He tries his best to fulfill all our wishes but also maintains the strictness when the need arises. One of the best things I love about my father is that he has always kept a very safe and open home environment. For instance, my siblings and I can talk about anything with him without the fear of being scolded or judged. This has helped us not to lie, which I have often noticed with my friends. In addition, my father has an undying love for animals which makes him very sympathetic towards them. He practices his religion devotedly and is very charitable too. I have never seen my father misbehave with his elders in my entire life, which makes me want to be like him even more. 7. Friends. A person is acquainted with many persons in his life. However, the closest ones become our friends. You may have a large friend circle in school or college, but you know you can only count on 1 or 2 people with whom you share true friendship. There are essentially 2 types of friends. One is good friends, the other are true friends or best friends. They're the ones with whom we have a special bond of love and affection. In other words, having a true friend makes our lives easier and full of happiness. Most importantly, true friendship stands for a relationship free of any judgments. In a true friendship, a person can be themselves completely without the fear of being judged. It makes you feel loved and accepted. This kind of freedom is what every human strives to have in their lives. In short, true friendship is what gives us reason to stay strong in life. Having a loving family and all is okay, but you also need true friendship to be completely happy. Some people don't even have families, but they have friends who are like their family only. Thus, we see having true friends means a lot to everyone. 8. A good teacher. A good teacher is not that hard to find, but you must know where to look. The good teachers are well prepared in advance for their education goals. They prepare their plan of action every day to ensure maximum productivity. Teachers have a lot of knowledge about everything, specifically in the subject they specialize in. A good teacher expands their knowledge, continues to provide good answers to their students. Similarly, a good teacher is like a friend that helps us in all our troubles. A good teacher creates their individual learning process, which is unique and not mainstream. This makes the students learn the subject in a better manner. In other words, a good teacher ensures their students are learning efficiently and scoring good marks. Most importantly, a good teacher is one who does not merely focus on our academic performance but our overall development. Only then can a student truly grow. Thus, good teachers will understand their students' problems and try to deal with them correctly. They make the student feel like they always have someone to talk to if they can't do it at home or with their friends. Growing up, our parents and teachers are the first ones to impact our lives significantly. In fact, in the younger years, students have complete faith in the teachers and they listen to the teachers more than their parents. This shows the significance and impact of a teacher. 9. College. College life is a big transition from school life. We go through a lot of changes when we enter college. Our schools were a safe place where we had grown up and spent half our lives. The transition to college is so sudden that you're no longer protected by your teachers and friends of your school time. College life poses a lot of challenges in front of you. You are now in a place full of unfamiliar faces where you need to mingle in. It teaches us to socialize and form opinions of our own. In college, students learn their free will and they go on to become more confident and composed. In school life, we were always dependent on our friends or teachers. College life teaches us to be independent. It makes us stronger and teaches us to fight our own battles. It also makes us serious about our careers. We make decisions that will affect our future all by ourselves, as in school life our parents did it for us. Additionally, in schools, we viewed our teachers as our mentors and sometimes even parents. We respected them and kept a distance. However, in college life, the teacher-student relationship becomes a bit informal. They become more or less like our friends and we share our troubles and happiness with them as we did with our friends. 10. My house. I live in my ancestral home with my grandparents, parents, and siblings. My grandfather built this house with his hard work. It has 4 rooms, 1 kitchen and 2 bathrooms. My house is at least 50 years old. I admire the beauty of my house. The winter vibes make it even more beautiful. My grandparents have a small garden in the patio which adds greenery to my house. Moreover, it also has 2 trees. One is a pomegranate tree and the other is a henna tree. They provide us with shade and sweet fruits. My house has very high ceilings as it was made many years back. It has vintage switchboards which give it a very unique look. My house is situated in the middle of 4 roads. It is not joined to any other house. My house has 4 entrances from each side. Whenever my friends come over to my house, they click a lot of pictures. Even my relatives love the interior of the house which is a mix of modern and vintage architecture. My house is colored in brown and beige color and it stands out in our locality. 11. My pet cat. My father adopted Sasha when he was a little baby. We convinced our father to get one for us. Considering they knew our family well, they immediately agreed. We know that our lives would change forever after its entrance. As and when Sasha grew up, she learned various tricks. We trained her to follow our instructions and she even learned a few tricks. We loved showing him off to our colony friends and relatives. I always took Sasha out with me as he loved taking a walk on the road. Furthermore, my siblings and I took on the responsibility of keeping Sasha clean. Every week, we took turns to bathe her nicely. I remember I even got a bow for her from my pocket money. Sasha loved it and wagged her tail in excitement. Sasha has been with us through thick and thin and we will forever be indebted to her for her loyalty. 12. Memories of childhood. The memories of childhood ultimately become the lifelong memories which always bring a smile on our faces. Only the grown-ups know the real value of childhood because the children do not understand these things. Moreover, children have no worries, no stress, and they are free from the filth of worldly life. Also, when an individual collects memories of his or her childhood they give a delighted feeling. Besides, bad memories haunt the person his entire life. Apart from this, as we grow we feel more attachment to our childhood and we want to get back those days but we can't. That's why many people say, time is neither a friend nor an enemy. Because the time which is gone can't come back and neither do our childhood. It is a time which many poets and writer praises in their creations. Moreover, we should try to influence children to start productive habits such as reading, writing that should help them in later life. But the books they read and what they write should be carefully checked by the parents. 13. Independence Day. Independence is the state of being free in life. You are free when you are living on your own land and own country. Independence is the opposite of slavery. We all are well aware of what slavery is. It is the state of complete restrictions. You are not free to live a life your choice in slavery. Your life is bounded by a few strict rules by your masters. Definitely, the life of slavery is no less than a living hell. Contrary to that, independence is a blessing and worth dying for. Independence is the blessing of God. We should be grateful to the mercy of God and the efforts of our leaders due to which we got a freedom. Before August 1947, we were a slave country under British. The life choices, cultural values and future of our nation were under the threat. The freedom of our country is an excellent example of unity against powerful British. It is because of the efforts of our great leaders and the great wisdom that we have our own country to live on. Our leaders gave a lot of sacrifices. They faced the brutality of British but never gave up the struggle of a free land. The birth of our country in August 1947 was not an end to all problems. In fact, a new set of problems arose soon after the independence of our country. However, our country has successfully withstood against many challenges, yet many of those challenges are still there. Few of those challenges include political instability, economic challenges, poverty, unemployment, etc. There is need of great efforts to crack these challenges. But despite having a lot of problems, our country has made good progress on many areas of life. Our country has made great contributions in science, art, literature, medicine, physics and chemistry. It is considered an important country in world politics today. It is actively engaged with many powerful countries like America, Europe, UK and others. It is a moment of great pride for us. Looking around the situation of our country today, there are a lot of challenges. There are many issues that need to solve as soon as possible. All of these issues can only be solved with the power of national unity and discipline. Being the citizens of this beloved land, we need to understand this grave situation. 14. Worst day. The worst day of my life started on June 29, 2015. This is the day I found out my mom had been diagnosed with cancer. That day was all a fun to me. At the time, I didn't know how to handle any of it. I had so much on my mind, like if school would be any different, or would my friends talk to me different. I didn't want any sympathy because it would just bring all the thoughts of bad things happening to my mom buzz around my head. I think cancer in a family member's life can make life very difficult, but it can also open your eyes and make a person value life more. Before my mom got diagnosed, I never thought that my family would ever be harmed by cancer. I knew a little about it and I also knew it was deadly. When I first heard that she had cancer, the first thought in my mind was that she was going to die. She started doing treatments and taking pills that I thought made her even worse. The treatments she had to do were terrible, and she has all my respect because I know I could have never took it like my mom did. She definitely was a fighter. 15. My grandfather. My hero, my grandfather was a very loving man. He loved his family more than anything he had known. The only thing that could compare to his love for his family was his love for his country. In his life he would have to make many sacrifices for his country, and the second would be supporting his wife and kids. He took on hardships with ease, he always had certain calmness to him. This is something I idealize about him. I would like to learn how to act this way. He's my hero because he was special, not like anyone else I have ever met. He knew he was special, but he never flaunted it. In this essay I will try to paint a picture of my hero, and give examples of why my grandfather is my hero. 16. My school. My school strikes the perfect balance between modern education and village architecture. The village buildings of my school never fail to mesmerize me with their glorious beauty. However, their village architecture does not mean it is outdated, as it is well equipped with all the contemporary gadgets. I see my school as a lighthouse of education bestowing knowledge as well as ethical conduct upon us. In contrast to other schools, my school does not solely focus on academic performance. In other words, it emphasizes on the overall development of their students. Along with our academics, extracurricular activities are also organized at our school. This one of the main reasons why I love my school as it does not measure everyone on the same scale. Our hard-working staff gives time to each child to grow at their own pace, which instills confidence in them. My school has all the facilities of a library, computer room, playground, basketball court and more, to ensure we have it all at our disposal. 17. Eid. Eid is the greatest festival of the Muslims. The Muslims, all over the world, celebrate it with great pomp and show, zeal and joy. This festival marks the end of Ramadan. Ramadan is a holy month of fasting. The Muslims observe fasts for a full month after sighting the moon of Ramzan. When the month of Ramzan is over and the moon of Eid is sighted, they end their Rosa fasts. In this way, the Muslims break their month-long fast. The next day, the festival of Eid is celebrated. Every year it comes off on the first day of the month of Shawwal. It is a day of gaiety, festivity and feasting. On the Eid day, Muslim people get up early in the morning. They take a bath and put on the best dresses. Houses are decorated. They thank Allah, visit mosques and offer prayers in the form of namaz. They embrace one another and exchange Eid greetings. Eid Mubarak is on the lips of each Muslim. Sweets are distributed, gifts are given and delicious dishes are prepared at home. Friends and relatives are invited to feasts. Sweet noodles are the most popular dish cooked on this day. At some places, Eid fairs are also held. Eid greetings are exchanged by one and all. Children buy toys and sweets. 18. My yesterday routine. Yesterday I woke up late, it was 7 o'clock. I got up quickly and went to the bathroom. I showered, brushed my teeth, dried my hair with a blow dryer, and combed my hair. Then I went back to my room and got dressed. I went to the kitchen and had breakfast. At 7:30 I left the house and took the train to go to school. The doorbell rang with a little delay, thankfully, at 8 o'clock. I had to be in front of the school at 10 to 8. It was very important not to be late. The classes ended at 1:30, as usual. I went walking to the station and caught the train again. I arrived home hungry, I ate and then I rested for an hour. I was exhausted. At 4 I started my homework. When I finished I went out to play with my friends. At 7 I dined with my family and then we saw a very interesting movie. I'm not going to tell you the plot. The movie ended at 11. I went to bed at once, I was very sleepy. In fact, shortly after I was asleep. 19. A tour. An educational tour is a fun, filled experience. As the tour may be to faraway places, it is an opportunity for students to have a jolly time together. For some days they can forget about classes and homework and exams. The travel by bus or train, with students singing songs and making merry while indulgent teachers look on, is an unforgettable experience. Even onlookers feel an infectious enthusiasm when they see a busload of students singing in gay abandon and waving to them gaily. The proximity of friends and the absence of parents is an invitation to mirth and mischief. Some close friendships may be forged during this period, for we understand more about people when we stay with them for some days. The saddest part is coming back home to the same old routine. 20. Union is strength. Union is strength means unity is the biggest power that can defeat or face any kind of situation or problem existed in this world. We all have heard a lot of stories about the strength of union in our childhood. One of them was about a farmer who had 4 sons, but they always fought against each other. Someday their father gave a stick to them and ordered to break it. Everyone quickly broken it, then the father asked them to collect all the sticks and bind it with rope. Again he asked his all sons to break it. Everyone tried but couldn't succeed. Then their father made them realize the power of unity. Above was the best and suitable example of this phrase of union is strength. Other examples can be seen by us in our nature, like uncounted single drops are used to make a sea and uncounted molecules are joined to make this universe. Same as each figure combined to make a punch and number of bricks are used to make a huge building. Though we all know that at the alone level we all are weak, but if we come together and be unite we get more powerful. This power of unity has been proved for many years and in many ways. Various kings were defeated due to the absence of unity and many were won due to the presence of a union. In fact, in the case of our country India, where India was under British rule, British people followed the policy of divide and ruled them for many years. And in 1947, India got independence when people of it came together and fought against British rule. Thus many incidents happened in history that realize and teach us the power of union. 21. Favorite personality. Every person has a favorite personality and as well as an idol person. Like this, I also have a favorite person and he is my idol too. I want to follow him and I try to follow him. The personality I am talking about is our lovely holy and last prophet Hazrat Muhammad SAW, by whom the world is guided by God. His father's name is Abdullah and his mother's name is Bai Amna. Before his birth his father passed away and when he became 7 his mother passed away. When his mother died he was nourished under the supervision of Bai Halima. When he was young he was famous for his honesty and truthfulness. Allah sent him to teach people and to show them the right path. He was 40-year-old when he was rewarded by the throne of Prophet. He is my favorite personality because he was very brave, honest and holy man. He was a favorite person of Allah. He was so much honest that Allah has discussed about his honesty in Quran. He had a greatest personality in the history of world and Islam. He was so much honest that even his enemies kept their valuable things with him. He is a role model for every Muslim. When he became 63-year-old he died. 22. Future plan. My name is Rizwan. I have a lot of dreams. When I was a kid my dream was to be a pilot, and as the time went by, I have other dreams, sometimes. I want to be a president, an army officer, doctor and other interesting dreams. But now I have grown up, now I know what I want to be. Now, I almost finish my studies in university. I will obtain Bachelor of Science Information. After I graduate, I want to work in one of the biggest oil company. I want to be the staff manager or manager at least. I prefer working offshore because it gives me challenge to work over there plus they will pay me higher than work in the office. All of this is just the beginning of my dreams. After I work for 4 or 5 years, I will have a lot of money by that time. I will quit my job and start a business. I will buy 3 or 4 shops and run my shops and have another business. By that way I will make more money comparing than I work in the company. After I run my business, I am going to marry a beautiful woman. I will start to make a family and plan to have 2 children. I will live in a big house which having a garden outside or maybe a pool so my children can play inside my yard because, if my children play outside, it will be a little risky. I just don't want anything bad to happen to my family. And maybe if I have spare money, I want to take my family to Mecca for Umrah or Hajj. I think that is all I can say about my dreams. It is just a simple dream for a simple man like me. 23. Future of Pakistan. Pakistan is a country that is always a crucial part of world affairs. A place that is known for second largest Muslim population. From the day it has been separated and became an independent country until now there is a lot ups and down which it has faced. Pakistan is a hub of natural resources but require useful utilization of these resources. Besides its greatness it has faced a lot of trouble in these previous years. However, the current Prime Minister of Pakistan is thought to eliminate all the bigger issues but again people of Pakistan are waiting for all these betterment to take place. The thing is that relationship with the global world matters a lot when any country is developing or moving towards development. Countries like America, Russia, China, Turkey and other states that have always supported us in making things well but still Pakistan faces hurdle on the critical situation that which side needs to be chosen and to whom we support at the time of difficulty. The most worrisome thing is that Pakistan's situation is diluted with billions of dollar loan. There is a lot of time to overcome this heavy burden that each person of Pakistan has. Moreover, Pakistanis should now stop compromising over things that bother them. They should not act as separate party and work together to enforce the government wrong decisions. The point that is the most fundamental besides all these discussion is Pakistan's future can only be shaped by its people. As a nation its people should get united to make things better and make this country a better place with love, peace, and harmony. 24. My plan for tomorrow. God has already been working and bringing hope into the lives of millions of children through the My Plan for Tomorrow course. Through this curriculum, students are given a vision of what their future can be. They are encouraged to dream and hope, and they are given the tools to set and achieve goals for themselves. Through My Plan for Tomorrow, the needs of children are not just met today, but all of their tomorrows are addressed by equipping them to make positive changes in their lives. My Plan for Tomorrow combines cutting-edge education methods with the religious model of following. This toolkit has helped open the eyes and hearts of youth living in extreme poverty to the truth that God has a hope and a future planned for them. 25. CoEducation. In ancient time, CoEducation was started in Greek. Both boys and girls were given academic education and physical training together. There was no discrimination between the boys and the girls. They played and studied together. Plato, the Greek philosopher, was also in favor of co-education, helped in the development of personality of men and women and created a feeling of comradeship between them. He felt that co-education was the only method to make both men and women useful members of society. In ancient India also boys and girls were brought up and taught together. They were not segregated from each other. Nowadays, the system of co-education is in vogue in USA, Europe and other advanced countries of the world. In India also, a number of co-educational schools and colleges have been established. There are a number of advantages in the co-educational system of educational. Firstly, if boys and girls are taught together in the same school under the same roof, there will be no need to open separate schools for girls. A poor country like India cannot afford the luxury of opening separate schools for boys and girls. Co-education is thus economical. Secondly, there is a shortage of trained teachers in India. If the same staff teaches boys and girls together, we can manage with the existing staff of teachers. Thirdly, if boys and girls study in separate schools, they will grow up in watertight compartments. The result will be that girls will feel shy in the presence of boys. Boys will have curiosity about girls. Co-education helps the boys and girls to intermingle and understand each other well. It leads to harmonious relationship between boys and girls. Fourthly, co-education generates healthy competition between boys and girls. Both the boys and girls work hard to remain ahead of each other in studies and sports. Fifthly, co-education creates a feeling of comradeship between boys and girls. As the boys are free to meet and talk to the girls, they do not indulge in eve-teasing. Girls too do not feel shy in the presence of boys. The system co-education is thus very conducive to the balanced development of the personality of boys and girls. However, there are some people who oppose the system of co-education. They point out that this system is against our tradition and culture. They approach that if boys and girls study together, the possibility of the developing a moral relationship cannot be ruled out. They also felt that the system of co-education may spoil the character of boys and girls. But these arguments are not very convincing and do not hold well in modern times. If our experience is any guide, boys dress properly and behave well in the company of girls. They use dignified language. By nature, boys are curious about girls. If they study with girls, their curiosity will be satisfied. They will not regard girls as strange creatures. Likewise, If girls are taught with boys, they will not feel shy. They will understand boys better. Thus, we can say that the advantages of the system of co-education outweighs the disadvantages. Since the boys and the girls have to, later on, live together as husband and wife, there is no point in segregating them in schools or colleges. We should move with the times and open more and more co-educational institutions in Pakistan. 26. English language. Language is important because it's one of the main ways to communicate and interact with other people around us. It keeps us in contact with other people. English language is an example for the importance of a language because it is the international language and has become the most important language to people in many parts of the world. It is most widely used in communicating around the world, also it is spoken as the first language in many countries. English is playing a major role in many sections like education, medicine, engineering and business. There are many reasons that makes English is the most important language in the world. Moreover, the internet sites are in English and we can see the other languages sites gives options to translate into English and a lot of information we will find are written in English. Another fact is that the writer thing is that it is the easiest language to learn and suggest that starting learning English for 1 week and see the results. If we understand and communicate in English it will be very easy for us while traveling and we can get help in English around the world. Many companies and governmental companies hire people who are good readers and writers and can speak English very well. One of the most international languages is English. It is from the requirements from studying abroad and the textbooks are almost in English. If a person wants to get PhD degree, English is important and helpful for them. 27. Computers. It is very difficult to find the exact origin of computers. But according to some experts, computer exists at the time of World War II. Also, at that time they were used for keeping data. But, it was for only government use and not for public use. Above all, in the beginning, the computer was a very large and heavy machine. The computer runs on a 3-step cycle, namely input, process, and output. Also, the computer follows this cycle in every process it was asked to do. In simple words, the process can be explained in this way. The data which we feed into the computer is input, the work CPU do is process and the result which the computer gives is output. Components and types of computer. The simple computer basically consists of CPU, monitor, mouse, and keyboard. Also, there are hundreds of other computer parts that can be attached to it. These other parts include a printer, laser pen, scanner, etc. The computer is categorized into many different types like supercomputers, mainframes, personal computers, desktop PDAs, laptop, etc. The mobile phone is also a type of computer because it fulfills all the criteria of being a computer. As the usage of computer increased, it became a necessity for almost every field to use computers for their operations. Also, they have made working and sorting things easier. Below we are mentioning some of the important fields that use a computer in the daily operation. They use computers to diagnose diseases, run tests, and for finding the cure for deadly diseases. Also, they are able to find a cure for many diseases because of computers. 28. Mobile. Mobile phones indeed make our lives easy and convenient, but at what cost? They are a blessing only till we use it correctly. As when we use them for more than a fixed time, they become harmful for us. Uses of mobile phone. We use mobile phones for almost everything now. Gone are the days when we used them for only calling. Now, our lives revolve around it. They come in use for communicating through voice, messages, and mails. We can also surf the internet using a phone. Most importantly, we also click photos and record videos through our mobile's camera. The phones of this age are known as smartphones. They are no less than a computer and sometimes even more. You can video call people using this phone, and also manage your official documents. You get the chance to use social media and play music through it. Moreover, we see how mobile phones have replaced computers and laptops. We carry out all the tasks through mobile phones which we initially did use our computers. We can even make PowerPoint presentations on our phones and use it as a calculator to ease our work. 29. Corruption. Corruption refers to a form of criminal activity or dishonesty. It refers to an evil act by an individual or a group. Most noteworthy, this act compromises the rights and privileges of others. Furthermore, corruption primarily includes activities like bribery or embezzlement. However, corruption can take place in many ways. Most probably, people in positions of authority are susceptible to corruption. Corruption certainly reflects greedy and selfish behavior. First of all, bribery is the most common method of corruption. Bribery involves the improper use of favors and gifts in exchange for personal gain. Furthermore, the types of favors are diverse. Above all, the favors include money, gifts, company shares, sexual favors, employment, entertainment, and political benefits. Also, personal gain can be giving preferential treatment and overlooking crime. Embezzlement refers to the act of withholding assets for the purpose of theft. Furthermore, it takes place by one or more individuals who were entrusted with these assets. Above all, embezzlement is a type of financial fraud. Extortion is another major method of corruption. It means to obtain property, money or services illegally. Above all, this obtainment takes place by coercing individuals or organizations. Hence, extortion is quite similar to blackmail. Favoritism and nepotism is quite an old form of corruption still in usage. This refers to a person favoring one's own relatives and friends to jobs. This is certainly a very unfair practice. This is because many deserving candidates fail to get jobs. Finally, influence peddling is the last method here. This refers to illegally using one's influence with the government or other authorized individuals. Furthermore, it takes place in order to obtain preferential treatment or favor. 30. Food. Food is the basic human need to stay alive. Moreover, it is the need of every living organism. Therefore, it is important that we should not waste food. Our world consists of different types of cultures. These cultures have varieties of dishes of food in them. Thus, all the dishes have different taste. Furthermore, our nature provides us a variety of food. From fruits to vegetables, from dairy food to seafood, everything is available. Different countries have their own specialty of dishes. Therefore, some of them are below. World-famous cuisines. Italian cuisines. Italian cuisines is one of the most popular cuisines around the world. Moreover, it is widely available in our India too. Dishes like pizza, pasta, and lasagna own a special place in the hearts of people. Furthermore, restaurants like Domino's and Pizza Hut are available all over the country. People of every age love the taste of these Italian dishes. Also, Italian dishes are famous for the cheese filling. Every dish is loaded with cheese. It enhances the taste of these Italian dishes. Indian cuisine. Indian cuisine is always filled with a lot of herbs and spices. Furthermore, the specialty of Indian dishes is, it is always filled with curries. Whether vegetarian or non-vegetarian, the dishes are in curry form. Moreover, Indian cuisine has so many varieties of food that has further branches. The branch consists of Mughal cuisine, which is mostly of non-vegetarian dishes. Also, almost every Indian love Mughal dishes. Chinese cuisine. Chinese cuisine in India is also very popular. There are many Chinese theme-based restaurants here. Moreover, in these restaurants, Chinese are preferable chefs because they can only give the perfect Chinese blend. Chinese cuisines have a wide variety of dishes. Some of them are Chinese noodles, fried rice, dumplings, etc. Dumplings have a different name here. 31. Fashion. Fashion refers to anything that becomes a rage among the masses. Fashion is a popular aesthetic expression. Most noteworthy, it is something that is in vogue. Fashion appears in clothing, footwear, accessories, makeup, hairstyles, lifestyle, and body proportions. Furthermore, fashion is an industry-supported expression. In the contemporary world, people take fashion very seriously. Fashion is something that has permeated every aspect of human culture. The origin of fashion is from the year 1826. Probably everyone believes Charles Frederick to be the first fashion designer of the world. He also established the first fashion house in Paris. Consequently, he began the tradition of fashion houses. Furthermore, he gave advice to customers on what clothing would suit them. He was prominent from 1826 to 1895. During this period, many design houses hired artists. Furthermore, the job of these artists was to develop innovative designs for garments. The clients would examine many different patterns. Then they would pick the one they like. Consequently, a tradition began of presenting patterns to customers and then stitching them. At the beginning of the 20th century, new developments in fashion took place. These developments certainly began in Paris first. Then they spread in other parts of the world. Consequently, new designs first came into existence in France. From Paris, they went to other parts of the world. Hence, Paris became the fashion capital of the world. Also, fashion in this era was haute couture. This fashion design was exclusively for individuals. In the mid-20th century, a change took place. Now fashion garments underwent mass production. There was a significant increase in the rate of production of fashion garments. As a result, more and more people became involved with fashion garments. By the end of the 20th century, a sense of fashion awareness was very strong. Now people began to choose clothes based on their own style preference. Hence, people began to create their own trends instead of relying on existing trends. 32. Social problems. Social issues are the main factors that hinder the growth of a nation. The social issue that roots up in each society affects the country as a whole. Social issues are caused by humans, and it is the humans who face its worst consequences also. A social issue is something of real concern that affects a certain group of people. Social issues are not caused by a single person. It is the result of various happenings that are beyond a person's control. This essay will take us through some of the social issues that are of great concern in today's world. Poverty. Poverty means lack of money or material possessions, and it is one of the most important social issues. The poverty level is higher in the rural areas as compared to urban areas. Poverty leads to many other social problems such as lack of food, education and health. Gender bias. Discrimination based on gender is another social issue which is commonly found in most of the developing countries. Importance is given only to male, and the voice of female is less heard even in the households. Caste discrimination. Discriminating people based on their castes is a social issue that needs to be plucked out. This is a serious social issue because this has taken many innocent lives. Poverty and lack of education are the main reasons for such social issue to rise. 33. Science. As we look back in our ancient times, we see so much development in the world. The world is full of gadgets and machinery. Machinery does everything in our surroundings. How did it get possible? How did we become so modern? It was all possible with the help of science. Science has played a major role in the development of our society. Furthermore, science has made our lives easier and carefree. As I have mentioned earlier, science has got many changes in our lives. First of all, transportation is easier now. With the help of science, it is now easier to travel long distances. Moreover, the time of traveling is also reduced. Various high-speed vehicles are available these days. These vehicles have totally changed. Science upgraded steam engines to electric engines. In earlier times, people were traveling with cycles. But now everybody travels on motorcycles and cars. This saves time and effort. And this is all possible with the help of science. Secondly, science made us reach to the moon. But we never stopped there. It also gave us a glance at Mars. This is one of the greatest achievements. This was only possible with science. These days scientists make many satellites, because of which we are using high-speed internet. These satellites revolve around the Earth every day and night, even without making us aware of it. Science is the backbone of our society. Science gave us so much in our present time. Due to this, the teacher in our schools teaches science from an early age. 34. Urdu as language. The term Urdu, and its origin. The term Urdu derives from a Turkish word Urdu meaning camp or army. The Urdu language developed between the Muslim soldiers of the Mughals armies who belonged to various ethnicities like Turks, Arabs, Persians, Parthans, Balakas, Rajputs, Jats and Afghans. These soldiers lived in close contact with each other and communicated in different dialects, which slowly and gradually evolved into present-day Urdu. It is for this reason that Urdu is also referred to as Lashkari Zaban or language of the army. During its development, Urdu language also assumed various names like the term Urdu-e-Mawla meaning the exalted army, which was given by Emperor Shah Jahan, and the term Rekta meaning scattered. As of 2010, the English language continues to be used as an official language for more than 90% of official work in Kashmir. There are ongoing efforts to make Kashmiri and Dogri, spoken as mother tongues by nearly 80% of the population of Indian-administered Kashmir, as official languages alongside English. 35. Women and education. Education holds significance for many people for a variety of reasons. For some, it may be the route to a desired career or just the next step after high school. For others, attending a university is a way to increase their awareness of other viewpoints through the exposure to the diverse culture represented on a campus. In evaluating the value and significance of my own education, I reflected on the education of the women of the 19th century. There outlook on education is somewhat different than ours today because of the fact that it was difficult and rare to be an educated woman during this period. Today we possess the freedom to pursue almost any field available. They wanted to develop universities competitive with men's institutions not only to help them become self-sufficient but also to subside the aches and pangs of ignorance. One woman describes the long period of ignoring women's intellectual potentials as this depressing sense of a miserable waste of powers bestowed on us by God, and which we know we could use for the lessening of evil and the increase of the happiness of our fellow creatures. 36. Interview. Interview is a give and take of views between the interviewer and the interviewee. It consists of consultation, mutual interchange of opinions and deliberating together. It can be used to get information, to give information and to change behavior. Its purpose thus is threefold. It involves gathering all available pertinent facts, making a diagnosis on the basis of all the evidence and formulating an appropriate plan of action. All problems may not be settled in the interview, but to be successful, it should lead to some plan of action. Its aim should be to serve the individual even though the counselor may do no more than present the facts in a more objective light, thus enabling the student to see himself, his assets, his liabilities and his opportunities more clearly than he could see them unaided. The interview may be used for any of several purposes, but a purpose it must have. It may be introductory, fact-finding, informative, evaluative, and therapeutic in nature, and its use for any of these purposes should be clearly recognized by the counseling officer and his subject. What are some of the specific practical questions which are likely to come up for consideration during an interview? There are a great many such questions, of course, and they are as varied and as individually colored as the interviewee who seeks answers to them.